Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my 1GP 2 Twisted Bow series. This was another insane week. We really had to switch up what we were doing with the popularity of the series. Whatever I end up flipping gets kind of killed every week, but honestly it's kind of better that way because it gives more variety to the series. I'm gonna have to switch up what I'm doing pretty much every week, but even after a few weeks I think I will actually be able to return to some of those methods. So around 3.5 weeks ago I started with 1GP in the Grand Exchange. I'm giving myself exactly 1 year to earn a twisted bow, or else I'm going to be giving away all of the money that I have earned. That could be 100 million GP, it could be a billion GP. So we are going to be giving away all that money, and on top of that I'm going to be finding the spiciest peppers that I can find, and I'll be eating them on live stream as I give away all of my money. So there's a bit of a new development on the price of the twisted bow. Currently, it's actually under 1 bill. It's worth 995 mil currently, and it has been crashing for the last 3 months really. Back in March it was worth around 1.2 bill, and now it is down to 1 bill. Now this is just more of a general trend throughout most PVM gear, but we're going to keep our eyes on it. Now remember, our goal for month 1 was to be at around 20 mil. We are going to surpass that by quite a bit. The goal for month 2 is to end the month at 75 mil. So once again guys, thank you so much for your continued support of this series. The last episode is almost at 3,000 likes, which is awesome. I'd be extremely happy if we could get 3,000 likes on this episode. That would be probably my highest liked video of all time. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode and let's get started. Okay, so you remember in the last episode I did a lot of item set combining for the Mystic set, so we are continuing on with this trend. We're going to be doing the Mystic set Dusk, which is a fairly new item released with Konar. So we're going to take 732k, which we bought the Mystic set Dusk for, subtract all the individual pieces from it, and we end up with an 87k margin, which is absolutely huge. Now I actually did this flip before I released the other episode, so that's kind of why it ended up being successful. That means for every 10 quantity that I flip, I'm going to be getting close to $1 million in profit. So we're going to try for 30 of them, as the item's kind of expensive and it doesn't trade nearly as much as the other Mystic robe sets. And we'll probably find a few other items to throw in our last 3 offer slots, but the Mystic set is the main focus, and hopefully it'll work just as well as the other sets did. So it is 8 p.m. of the following day, so it's been almost a full 24 hours, but we managed to flip 60 of the Mystic robe set Dusk. So we did it in 2 sets of 30. It's a little bit messy, but we ended up buying most of the first set for an average of 650k more or less, and we ended up buying the pieces for the second set of flips for around 680k. So on the first 30 Mystic set Dusks, we ended up making 2.1 mil off of this flip, which is so good, and on the second set we ended up getting around 1.2 mil, which means we got 3.3 mil in profit from those set combination, which I am so happy with. Probably the best flip of the account so far. We also did end up decanting a few potions. We got 150k on the super energies and 115k on the brews, so in total around 3.5 mil in profit, which that is a good way to start the episode. That brings us up to 34 mil, 34.6 mil to be precise, which means we are far past our goal for this month, and we're still on day 27, which means we still have 3 days left to finish off the month. So we are absolutely going to be doing that flip again. We're going to check the margin quickly, as it's been quite a while since I did the initial margin check. We're going to unpack the pieces, sell them off individually, and then we'll calculate the margin from there. So still a 59k margin, so definitely worth doing again. We're going to go put in for another 30 of each of the pieces, and last up here I'm going to put in for a few other random items, like the pineapple pizza actually has a really good margin on it right now, I believe. We bought it for 760 and sold it for 705, which is quite good, and this is a free-to-play item I believe. So we'll go ahead and do 10,000 of those. This is a pretty slow item, but we're going to try for one of the Anku socks for around 3.2 mil. So those are some pretty promising margins. Let's hope I still get them, and we'll come back in a little bit. Now the only major problem with this flip is it is pretty time consuming. It's taking about 1 full day to do 30. But for the margin that we're getting, I think it's still far more than worth it. So we did manage to successfully flip another 30 of them. And on the 30 we got around a 52k margin, so that leaves us with 1.5 mil in profit from the Mystic set combination. We actually ended up getting a 22 GP margin on pizzas, or the pineapple pizza I should say, but we did 10,000 of those, so that's 220k in profit off of that, and we got around 120k on super energies, bringing this up to 36 mil. We're going up very quickly here, so as long as the Mystic Set flips are working, I'm going to continue doing them. However, this is the day that I release episode number 3, so I would imagine after that episode, this probably won't work in the future, so I'm going to take advantage of it while I can. So still around a 65k margin, which is once again amazing. Off of 30, we're going to get close to 2 mil, theoretically. So we are going to go ahead and put in another 30 quantity for each of these pieces. I think this is probably going to be the last time I'm going to do it. Hopefully it goes well, and we'll probably move on to something else after this. Unfortunately, our flip on the Mystic Dusk set didn't really work very well. I think with the video released, we got a lot more people competing over this item. So we're probably going to move on to something else. We did successfully flip around 10 of them, but for only around a 30k profit. We maybe got around 300k in profit off of the Mystic set, but definitely not worth it considering the amount of effort, price changes, and the time it took to actually sell off completely. We did a few other flips, like we got 50k on the Giant Seaweed, not very good on that either. We got around 63k on the Boots of Brimstone, and around 120k on the Holy Sandals. Overall not terrible, but once we claim everything, we're up to 38 mil. So we're actually up to 38.07 mil, and well, we have a bit of a unique opportunity right here. There was actually a new item released today, and that was the Mysterious Emblem 10. It came as part of a quality of life / kind of bot busting update. But yeah, you can now actually sell tier 10 emblems on the Grand Exchange, and they have a really good margin on them, and they are trading really quickly. So we're going to just try investing all of our money into a Mysterious Emblem flip. We can only do around like 15 of them or something like that. We'll see how this works. It should be extremely quick. And right now there's a 50k margin, so we're looking to make maybe 750k right here. Looks pretty promising. So around 5 minutes later, we've already successfully flipped around 4 of them. We bought another 10, so almost 15 in total. And we're looking to sell them off for a 50k profit each, which means we'll make around 750k in probably 5 minutes, like just a matter of minutes. We're going to continue doing this as long as possible. We are constantly having to check things. The margin is changing quite frequently. But yeah, look how quickly they're selling. Like we just saw 2 sell already just in the last 10 seconds. Another one sold. This is looking really promising. Hopefully this margin stays like this for a little bit and we can take advantage of this a few times. Another really big benefit of this item is the buying quantity is really high, or way higher than I would ever be able to hit. It's probably like 10,000, I would imagine, which means we can continue flipping this as long as there is a margin. So I'm really excited about this. Let's continue on as long as possible. Okay, a few minutes after that, and all 10 of those are sold off, so we made around 750k plus another 4, so almost $1 million profit in under 10 minutes, probably like 5 or 6 minutes. Which has got to be the quickest flip we've ever done. No more have come through yet, and we don't want to get caught with too many of these items in case they crash. We must have just caught that at a really good time because the margin is now 1.5k, which is definitely not worth it for like a 2.5 mil item. That did bring us up to 39.3 mil. So now we're going to move on to another item set combination. We're going to do the Toreg set. It is definitely one of the cheapest Barrows set, and we're going to do all 15 of them because we can afford it now. I think the margin was about 60k, which could net us around 900k in total if this comes through successfully, but only about 13 mil invested for that, so definitely worth it. We're going to do the occult ornament kit. We hopped onto G-Tracker quickly. Ornament kits in general tend to have a really good margin on it. They're only hampered a bit by their buying limit, which is only 4, but that being said, we'll do all 4 of them for hopefully around 100k profit on them. We'll find a few more items to chuck in the last few offer slots. Well, that was quick. We already got all the potions. When you compare this to our previous flips, it doesn't seem very good. We ended up getting only around a 250k profit on the Toreg's pieces, and they took a fair bit of time to come through, a little bit longer than I had hoped. We got about a 93k profit on the Mage's Book and a 30k profit on the Defense Potion, which means we got around 400k in total off of all of these flips. Still not bad, but still a little lackluster compared to the Mystic set combination and the Mysterious Emblem. We're going to move on though. We're going to try the Varrock's armor set this time. Once again, buying the completed set, unpacking it, selling off the individual pieces. One of the best parts of the Mystic set combination was that the buying limit was so much higher. On the Barrows set, it's 15. On most other item sets, it's 8. And on some, it's even 5. So you're limited quite a bit by that buying limit. Regardless, we're going to carry on with another 15 of the Varrock set. We're looking to get around a 50k margin on it. So I have another interesting technique to show you guys here, and it involves Zulrah items. We're going to go ahead and buy, well, maybe 5 of them. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and buy 5 magic fangs, and I'll show you in a minute here. But basically what we are planning on doing is we're going to take the magic fang and break it down into Zulrah scales. Any Zulrah item you can break down into 20,000 Zulrah scales, which is actually worth about 3,350k right now. You really have to take into account the price of the Zulrah scales and the price of these Zulrah items, but often you can get a 20 to 50k margin on those Zulrah items just by breaking them down into the scales. This does not work all the time, but it ends up being very quick and efficient, and the Zulrah scales sell off like instantly. So once you have bought the magic fangs, all you need to do is right click on them and click dismantle, hit yes, and it will dismantle it into 20,000 Zulrah scales for each of them. From here, all we need to do is sell the Zulrah scales on the Grand Exchange for their high price, which right now is 167. So we're selling it for 10 million and 20k, and we bought them for 9.9 million. So we're getting around 80k in profit in a matter of seconds. Like, look, all the Zulrah scales are almost all sold off. And there we go, Zulrah scales sold off literally like 20 seconds. Quite simple. Unfortunately, the magic fang does have a pretty low buying limit as well, but something to keep in mind if you want a really quick and easy flip and have the cash to support it. So the Ranger tights, wow, we actually got a really good margin on Ranger tights. We bought them for 3.4 mil and sold them for 3.6 mil pretty much, which means we profited 580k off of 3 of them. So I did this overnight, but I don't think it actually took very long to come through. We ended up flipping the Karil's armor set. It actually had about a 20k margin on it. So we got 154k on that. We did the Torag's armor set and we got around 13 of them done. Only a 21k margin, unfortunately, so we only got like 275k in profit there. So in total, we got around 1 mil in profit off that set of flips, and bringing this up to 40 mil, another nice milestone level. So we're actually going to do an ancient page set flip. We're going to do 10 of them, which is double the buying limit. We're going out for a bit of a bike ride today, so we're going to be gone for a while. So basically, we're just doing double the buying limit for the page 1, 2, 3, and 4. The margin is pretty good right now at 75k, so we're looking to potentially make 1.5 mil. It never seems to pan out that way, but I'm still going to dream. So we just hopped over onto G-Tracker. We're looking at these spiked manacles. G-Tracker is a sponsor of mine. I'm not showing it as much just to try to focus more on the actual flipping, but it is behind the scenes all the time helping me out. So if you are interested, there is a link in the description for that. A good way to support the channel and a really useful tool at that. So we put in for 8 of these spiked manacles, looking to get a 75k margin I think on that one. Next up here, we're going to try the gilded chain body. One of the biggest benefits here is this actually has a buying limit of 70, which is really large for a rare item like that. Only about a 30k margin, but I mean that still could be a 300k profit right there. Alright, so we're going to go find a few more items to chuck in here, but that is the majority of our money spent, and hopefully the flips end up panning out. I believe we ended up getting a 1k margin on the page set combination, so yeah, not very good. Unfortunately, that got cut down quite dramatically, so we didn't get any money in the pages. I think we may have actually lost 50k. Not a good time, so let's say minus 50k on that one. We did do a couple other successful flips. The best one was the spiked manacle. We got around 200k in profit off of that, about 91k on the Steam Battle Stabs, and about 72k on the gilded item, for a profit of around 320k in total. Not very good, unfortunately. We're just going to move on to something else. We are going to try the Anku gloves. Now, I remember back in the day, I had a really good flip on Anku gloves. That was closer to when they were released. I think I got like a 1 mil profit on each of the glove, and I did like 8 of them over the course of a few days. I don't expect that, but maybe we'll at least buy one for a change. Now, we've definitely gotten to the point where we want to start actually just margin checking even more expensive items. Losing 40 or 50k to check an item like the Karil's leather skirt is worth it, as we'll know the exact margin and it will be a lot more likely to actually buy more. When you don't have much money, it can be a bit frightening to do that, but we've passed that point now where I think we'll just margin check every item in the future. This was recorded at around 2 p.m. of the same day, June 14th. We ended up flipping 6 of the Guthan's sets for about a 55k profit. Not bad, so that's 331k in profit off of these sets. We also got around 175k in profit off the samurai shirt, and 224k in profit off the Karil's leather skirt, which is really good. The price of the skirt just randomly dropped down, and I was able to snipe around 8 of them at that price. So I was pretty happy with that flip considering how much money that was required for it. And total we're at around 42.2 mil now. So we're going to try the Fremnik kilt once again. We're going to buy it for 93.50, and we're looking to get around a 500k margin on it. I think we've tried this once in the past. That didn't really work out. However, the Ranger tights did work quite nicely last time for a 200k margin. So we're going to try this again. We're buying them for around 33.60, and we'll go ahead and do 4 of them. So we put in for 2 expensive offers, but with the rest of our money, we're putting in for kind of medium price items like the Holy Wrap, the Dragon Scimitar ornament kit, the Fury ornament kit, and the Guthix Dragonhide set all have between a 50 and a 100k margin. Very cost effective, and I'm always trying to use up all the offer slots. It's good to have diversity, so I think these will be pretty successful. So it's been about a day since the Mysterious Emblem tier 10s have been traded on the Grand Exchange, so we decided to give them another shot. The margin right now is 25k, and we've successfully flipped 8 of them, and we're going for another 6, I believe. The volume has slowed down dramatically, like quite a bit. There's only like 20 or 30 traded an hour now, which is drastically less. But anyway, we made about 200k in profit in still a few minutes off of Mysterious Emblems tier 10. And we have another 6 to sell off here, which will make another 150k off of or something like that. We ended up getting a nice moderate profit on pretty much all of the items, like between 100 and 200k. We ended up getting the most money from a black mask flip, surprisingly. I never have really successfully done that before, but we got 270k in profit off of the black mask. Next up, we did a regular flip on the Mystic Cassette Dark. We didn't combine anything, we just bought and sold the actual set for about 192k in profit. We got 120k on cannon furnaces, 80k in holy wraps, and a little bit of money on the mist battle staff. In total, around 820k in profit, pretty decent and consistent, bringing us up to around 44 mil exactly. I want to try the Mysterious Emblem one more time. I'm going to check the margin quickly here. It has shrunk since I originally did it, but it's still like a 15k margin, and it should flip quickly. We're going to give it a try. We're going to do 19 of them. So we actually did successfully flip the Mysterious Emblems. We got about a 13k margin, and we did around 10 of them. We're going to try them again. We'll probably put in for another 10 or 12. We'll just use the rest of our money here. In the rest of our offer slots, we filled up with margins of 10k to 20k. And they're all medium price items. Once again, we're doing stuff like the Treasonous Ring, Amulet of Avarice, Bandos D'hide, the Devout Boots, and the Torag's Helm, and a pretty nice spread of items. Unfortunately, for all of those random items I put in, I only got a handful of them, like the Treasonous Ring, the Devout Boots, the Bandos D'hide. I only got one of them for whatever reason, so we didn't really make anything on that one. We did get a pretty nice flip on the Mage's Book. We got around 420k in profit, and we did around 7 of the books. And we also finally got a profitable page set combination. I had around 80k per book, and we did 5 books of law for around 400k in profit there. So not too bad, profiting around 900k in total, bringing us up to 44 mil. Now for those who don't know, you can actually do a item set combination with God D'hide, which I'm going to try right now. I've never done that before, but there are quite a few different God D'hide sets that you can do. I noticed on GE Tracker that they were often having a 70 to 80k margin, and right now the margin's around 40k. Could be a little better, but I think I'm still going to give it a try. Unfortunately, the bind limit's only 8 on these guys. It would be so much better if it was higher, as doing this flip takes up half of my offer slots, which is something to consider. Each offer slot is extremely valuable. Using up 4 of them for a single flip is a bit questionable. We'll keep that in mind for next time. We ended up flipping quite a few of the Armadyl Dragonhide sets. It did take quite a while because we did 3 times the bind limit. It is the following morning, it's June 16th. On average, we got about a margin of 35k between the 20 or so of them. So that means in total, we got around 750k in profit from the Armadyl Dragonhide sets. Not bad, but again, we have to consider how long it took to do. And it did take up about 4 of our offer slots, which is a bit of an opportunity cost, but I'm still reasonably happy with that flip. So I'm going to try the exact same thing, except we're going to do it with the Saradomin Dragonhide set this time. So exact same thing, buy the set, unpack it, sell off the individual pieces, and see what the margin looks like. Alright, so the margin's actually about 55k, so I'm going to go ahead and do the Saradomin item set combination. Once again, we're going to go for 16, which is double the bind limit. I only generally do this if I feel like I'm not going to be home for a bit, which is the case, so we're going to do 16 of them. And we do have around 17 mil left. We'll put in for a few more high margin items, but that's pretty much it, and we'll come back when these have successfully flipped. We ended up getting a really nice margin on the Saradomin Dragonhide set, especially considering how expensive it was. The actual set only cost around $1 mil, but we got a 101k margin on them, and we did 8 of them, so a 800k profit. I'm pretty happy with that. We also did a few other items like the Black Mask, which we got around 100k in profit off of, and we also did the Tyrannical Ring for around 168k profit, netting us around 1.1 mil in total off of that flip. We attempted to do a Torag set combination. That just fell apart and we gave up and just sold the pieces back. Didn't really feel like dealing with that. Once we collect everything, we're up to 46.8 mil, so very close to 47 mil. and even closer to a really important milestone, which is 50 mil. I'm really excited for that. Okay, so we have done the Armadillo set, we have done the Ceredoman set, so well, let's just go ahead and do another one. We're going to try the Zamorak set. GE tracker is showing a margin of around 50 or 60k, so I think that's probably worth doing. So the margin's around 45k, so we're going to go ahead and do 8 of those. With the rest of our money, we're going to put in for a few different ornament kits. We're going to do the Ceredoman Godsword ornament kit, the Dragon Defender ornament kit, and we're going to do about 5 tyrannical rings, all with roughly a 100k margin on them. We'll see how that pans out though. We're going to do a little quick update here from the power of OSRS on mobile. We ended up getting around a 28k margin on the Zamorak sets, around 200k on the Defenders, which is actually quite nice. I'm pleasantly surprised about that. 112k on the Tyrannical Rings and 40k on the Torag set, netting us around 570k in profit. We have a few really nice flips here. We have the Monk's Robe Top G, which we ended up getting a 150k margin on some of it and a 100k margin on the rest. In total, we got 600k in profit off of that, which we're extremely happy with that one. We combined 16 of the Ceredoman D-Hide sets for about a profit of 707k, and we also flipped some Amulet of Power Tees for a 270k in profit. In total, we profited 1.5 mil off of that, bringing us up to 48 mil. We are so close. We gotta make it to 50 mil though before this episode is done. We're gonna go ahead and do more of the Monk's Robe Top. 100k margin is quite nice. It is an expensive item, but I find it's been a pretty nice consistent flip for me. I don't seem to be fighting a bunch of people over it. Okay, now we've done the full rotation. We're gonna move back to Armadillo. Actually, I think there is probably a god orientation I forgot, but whatever. We're gonna go ahead and do 16 of them. And the last important item we're gonna put in here is the Gilded Plate Body. We're gonna try buying them for around 24.72. And we are going to do 5 of them. Anyway guys, this is going to be it. I think we'll make it to 50 mil after this. I hope so anyway, and let's see what happens. Alright guys, I think we have done it. It is the following day. It is the 18th of June at 2:27 p.m. I think we have enough profit here. So we ended up doing another set of the Armadillo D-Hides, and we got 800k from that. We also did the Gilded Plate Body, and we got 230k in profit there. We got 100k on each of the Monk's Robe Tops, and we did 3 of those, so 300k there. And the other really profitable item was the Briafito's Staff uncharged, and we got 220k on that. But overall, that's 1.5 mil in profit, which is more than enough to bring us up to a 50 mil, a really awesome milestone to hit after just 1 month pretty much. Worst case scenario, we were at 20 mil at the end of the month, and we have shot past that. So this all looks pretty promising so far. By the end of month 2, I think we could easily hit 100 mil, maybe even 150 mil. I want to set realistic expectations and then exceed them instead of just being disappointed. So we're at 50.3 mil, and that is where we're going to end episode number 4. If you have any suggestions, anything you want to say, leave a comment down below, and if you did enjoy, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.